Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Linfield Coaches CatChat. Joe Stewart here with head Linfield football coach Joseph Smith, getting ready for the Redlands Bulldogs coming to town this week. Coach, how you doing today?
Doing great, thanks.
So let's get into it. Obviously, last week, the disappointing outcome out in Wisconsin. 28-21 overtime loss to UW-Oshkosh. Strong team in tough conditions with the heat and humidity and having to go out there. Not to make excuses or anything like that, of course. We knew it was going to be a tough game that could probably go either side's way. Just what were your thoughts overall on the outcome on Saturday?
Well, when we scheduled the game, we knew it'd be a really nice preseason indicator as to where we are and give us an idea as to what we need to work on physically. Typically, the physicality of playing a top 10 team is so much different. So I was very eager to see how we'd measure up. I thought we measured up well. I would like to do some logistical things differently with travel, etc. But maybe our greatest opponent that day was cramping and was the weather. That certainly wore us down there in the fourth quarter. But I really enjoyed how our guys played. I thought they competed very hard. That's the number one thing I want from our team is obviously great preparation, but the willingness to go fight and to go expend everything you have in a worthy cause, and I thought they did that. And as Coach Rutch used to tell us, you change 3 plays in a game, you change pretty much the outcome of any game. And in a close one that goes to overtime, you change 1 play, it changes the outcome. So I loved our chances. I mean, I really thought we were going to win the game right there at the end of regulation, and then we didn't. And then I was convinced we were going to win it in overtime, and didn't go our way. But excited to see where we can improve and try to earn the right to play another team like that.
Offensively, moved the ball pretty well. Had a couple lulls maybe early in that second half. Both sides did. Not a ton of action in that third quarter. I want to focus on the pass catchers here. 7 different guys getting involved in the receiving game last week. McLean Stone King, 2 big plays for a career day. Connor Wolf is looking like a top-end playmaker these first 2 weeks, and Jacob Slifka doing a good job getting involved. We talked about how that was going to be a question mark coming into the year. How do you think that group is doing coming along through 2 weeks?
Well, they had so little experience for as old as they are, other than Wolf, right? So Wolf is playing like the veteran that he is, and I think he's playing at such a high level. He's confident. He's been to the circus. He's seen the Lions, so he's not surprised or intimidated by scenes because he's played at the big venues around the country. So I think that really helps him, and I think as our other guys are getting more accustomed to that, and as they experience more adversity, I think we'll see that whole group do even better. But it was great to see Stone King finally healthy. He's been literally hamstrung last year, and he's finally getting back to having that quick burst that gets him so elusive, in his punt return game. So I'm excited to see that play out over the course of the season as we really mesh with what they do well and maximize that.
After week 1, you said the offensive line just had to be better and do some things differently. What was your evaluation here in week 2? Looked like some good progress.
Well, they got tested unlike week 1. I mean, this last group was very stout, and the nose guard I thought was fantastic. I thought the defensive ends were quite powerful, and of course the size of the linebackers was formidable. So and the way the safeties came down, that was a real telling tale in terms of an aggressive defense. But I thought they got better, and we had again massive cramping issues, and so those guys had to fill in. A couple guys had to come in. As a couple of guys went out, and so we got a little depth, experiential there, and I think they're coming around. Is the O-line playing as good as they can play? No, they actually can play better, and I think that's a real strength of our team. So we're looking for that to happen.
Switching gears to the defense, just 14 points allowed until about 3 minutes left in regulation. Then they get the score to tie it up, and then obviously the touchdown in overtime there too. What do you like through about the first 80%, 85% of that game? And then what do you kind of think, besides, obviously the conditions, guys having to sub in and out, led to Oshkosh being able to move the ball a lot easier there right at the end of the ball game?
Well, that's a great question. That certainly played out that way, and our lack of depth probably really hurt us there in the end of that fourth quarter. I thought our guys were fresh pursuing well and again at full speed. I thought they held up really well in the run game, and then I think obviously any good team's gonna figure out what you're doing, and so you can only stop a good offense so many times till they finally adjust and figure out schematically maybe how to take advantage of your weaknesses or limit your strengths, and so I feel like they did that a little bit and found some things were working schematically on us too, but really they just kind of wore on us, leaned on us with that big offensive line, and the inability to stop the run late, really did hurt us. But I thought they played great. We had a couple injuries too in the course of the game that I think hurt us a little bit, but I thought those guys played very well.
Yeah, and really a nice job getting behind the chains, 5 sacks on the day, 2 from Caleb Sell, Blake Rybar with a career-high 12 tackles, Blaze Halani, another really strong game for him. But what do you think is leading to the ability for this group to be able to get behind the chains and make plays so often? Last week you called them like a pack of lions flying to attack there, but just it seems like a lot of speed at a lot of different areas on the defense right now.
I agree. It's a very fast, explosive unit, and really at all 3 levels. So as the secondary becomes even more, they're really improving, every week. And as they become more comfortable and even more ball hawkish, I think you'll see even more problems for offenses. But to get behind the chains, you got to stop the run. That means you're winning the blocks up front, and so that defensive line has to wreck shop, and they've been doing that. Getting in the backfield, getting off blocks, and making it very hard to get people up to the second level of the linebackers. And so, I think Blake was able to make a lot of plays because of the D-line soaking up all those blockers, and that's how you want it to happen. Coach Vaughn does a tremendous job schematically, really trying to get a free tackler to the football, and I think that played out.
So looking ahead to Redlands here, this is going to be the 6th year in a row you've played the Bulldogs, of course, coached by your old teammate Jim Good down in the SCIAC. They're coming in 0-1 after the loss to George Fox a couple weeks ago for them in California. But this is a program you know pretty well by this point compared to most other times you're matched up with a non-conference team. What are kind of the keys to emphasize when going against this Redlands team? And just what do you want to see for the guys to do to get back in the W column?
Well, as you mentioned, the familiarity is quite high. It doesn't seem like they're non-conference. It's a team we're playing every year, it seems like. So I think with that familiarity, both sides, it adds a lot to the game. There's a lot of counters to regular things. There's a lot of deception that can be brought to bear with that. And certainly a bye week, for them, I would expect them to do a few different things and to mix some things up. So I think for us, we just have to get back to it's always the same thing. It's really not who we're playing. It's how well we play, right? And how well are our fundamentals, and can we eliminate assignment mistakes? And if we do that, we're going to be successful really against anyone until the physical matchup is so great that we can't overcome that talent differential. But I don't think that's the case with anybody on our schedule. I don't think we're going to have a talent differential that's that great. So I like our guys. They're working hard. And anytime you lose early in the season, it's always helped us typically in terms of it's shown us the areas that we need to get better. It's brought to light some of the inadequacies that we need to fix. So I'm excited.
Wildcats back in action, back in McMinnville this week as they wrap up non-conference play against the Redlands Bulldogs here at Memorial Stadium. Kickoff at 1:05, and we'll, of course, have full live video coverage for you on the LSN. Coach, thanks for the time and good luck this week.
Thank you.